Did you know Americans spend 11 hours per day watching, reading, or generally interacting with social media? This is from Nielsen Time Flies, published 2020. For my demonstration, I'm going to show my screen time, which is 4 hours and 55 minutes. This doesn't include how much time I spend watching Netflix, how much I'm on my laptop, or watching TV. My name is Mendez, and I'm going to be talking about how social media affects us more than what we think. We've all become victims of spending way too much time on social media, myself included. Even though it can be a good way to stay connected with our loved ones, it also has a lot of negative influence over us. A little background on social media is that it was first developed in the 1988, and they started out as internet relay chats known as IRCs. This was the first recognizable social media, and it was named 6 Degrees. This allowed people to upload photos of themselves and interact with people online. This is from the History of Social Media 2018. Today, I'm going to talk about how social media has altered the way we think, interact, and communicate with others by using apps such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. I'm going to do this by demonstrating 3 points. My first point is talking about the pros and cons of social media. Second, the effects on relationships. And then third, the effects on mental health. To start off with pros and cons, it has allowed us to have easier communication. This is in work, school, and social life. Ever since COVID has spread, school has generated online, and it is honestly the future of education. Works, a lot of people were sent home and could do work online. It's also a good way to meet new people without having to experience the face-to-face awkwardness. It's also a good way to connect with loved ones that you don't get to see very often. On the other hand, even though social media has all these benefits and positive aspects, it also has a lot of cons. People often compare themselves with people on social media by comparing themselves to social media stars, celebrities, and models. This sets unrealistic standards, and our world revolves around it, and we're so consumed with being on our phones 24/7. Next, I'm going to talk about the effects on relationships. I'm first going to endeavor on how parents and children aren't interacting as often. This is making it harder for parents to build a bond, resulting in kids not being able to communicate with parents or other kids, and this is because they can't differentiate their virtual reality with real reality. Social media has also affected dating. We see all these perfect couples online or on Instagram, and we feel like we'll never meet the same standards of finding our significant other. And nowadays people are meeting online on apps such as Tinder and Bumble and more apps than I even know of, but they aren't meeting face to face or having human contact. When you are also dating online, there's also a lot of stranger danger. You never know who you're actually talking to. People can often be catfished, and if you don't know what catfish is when someone uses someone else's pictures and pretends to be them, which is just a scary situation. I've also noticed in social environments, people are on their phones trying to avoid not communicating. So practically, phones are now a mechanism used to avoid talking to people. My last point I'm going to make is effects on mental health. Like I stated before, we are constantly comparing ourselves to these people online. When we do this, it hurts our self-image and our self-esteem. It's often considered you aren't popular or likable if you don't get enough likes, enough shares, enough retweets on social media platforms. This also affects our self-esteem and makes us feel lower than others. Another negative aspect is that people can easily get bullied online because it's so much easier to just send a nasty text and not see their reaction because they don't have to experience the face-to-face contact. So my conclusion with this speech is I hope this gives you a self-evaluation on yourself and how much social media is affecting your day-to-day lives. I also hope it makes you think twice on how much time you actually spend on social media. And hopefully this enlightens people to go outside and enjoy the real world instead of this virtual reality we're also stuck in. So thanks for watching my informative speech, and hopefully this helps you understand how social media affects us more and more than we know.